Okay, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, to the best of their ability. This is Yah Hanan Awaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. In the true name of the Father of the Bible, the KJV, the one that these pastors be teaching and talking about on Sundays, his name is Yahweh, which means that he exists with the existing one. And the true name of his son, which they call Jesus ignorantly, is Yahushai, which means that he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. His name is not Jesus. There's no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet, no letter E, no letter O, no letter U, no letter V. So there's no Jehovah nor no Jesus in the Bible. The letter J was invented in 1524, and it's only about 500 years old. So they couldn't have possibly been calling on Jehovah or Jesus, right? So we have to know the true names of the scriptures. I mean, the true names of the Father and Son, because that's very important in these last days. And also, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Latinos, Dominicans, Mexicans, Hondurans, all these different names that the so-called white man gave you when he colonized you. Those are not your names. That's not who you are. You are Hebrew Israelites from your respective tribe. You come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name was changed into Israel or Yasharallah in the Hebrew tongue, which means that he is a prince of the power. You come from one of those 12 sons. You are an Israelite. Now, it's not a color thing, because there are people that look like so-called white people. Chinese, Japanese, Cambodians, Filipinos, so forth and so on, because we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So the men which carry the seed, which carries on the lineage or the progeny, have laid with the women of the other nations, and we look like other people now. Back in the ancient days, there would have just been a lot of dark melanated people, but now we look like everybody. But we're still Israelites through the seed line of our dads. So if these scriptures resonate with your spirit, then you are an Israelite. Don't make no difference what you look like. You can check into check with your parents, mom, dad, do you know where we come from? Check with your grandparents if you still have them. Do you know where we come from? And, because Israelites are everywhere. And they look like everybody now. So you can't just look at somebody's skin color and say, oh, that's a white man. Oh, that's a black man. Oh, no, it doesn't go like that. The scriptures has biblical nationalities, right? There's no such thing as white people in the Bible. No such thing as black people in the Bible. These are things that the so-called white man came up with as social constructs. But anyway, let's get off into this lesson. Wanted to explain that real quick, because I found this to be very interesting right here, right? Check this out. This right here is you see this royal couple right here? And more likely these are Edomites. They, Edomites, which are the biblical name for the so-called white race. They look happy. They look all happy. Now, why are they getting divorced? Let's go off into this. After 13 years of marriage. In the ancient days, the royal, it wasn't no such thing. We're about to see why they divorced, maybe, possibly. We'll see, but if that man wasn't as the king for sure, or prince, or whoever, if he wasn't dealing with that woman no more, hey, she had to go and chill her ass out, and she couldn't deal with no other men ever again in her life. But here in Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's kingdom, she can divorce him. She can actually divorce him and go and be with another man. What kind of king are you? Or what kind of prince are you, right? Even with this other royal couple, right? I'll get into that too. With the Markel chick, that tear. She looks like a so-called black woman, but she's actually a so-called white woman. That's a tear, because her dad is an Edomite, from what they say, right? Wasn't she with somebody before she got with the prince? When you're royalty like that, your coochie's supposed to be virgin. They ain't supposed to ever had their hair stroked by another guy. They ain't supposed to ever have been whispering in their ear. Their ears should be even virgins. God damn it. Some other motherfuckers shouldn't have ever seen their feet. the hands. No, bro, it don't work like that in the kingdom. See, when we about to go into the kingdom of our kingdom, ain't gonna be none of that. And you know what? A lot of you heathen nations, the women stepping out on you men, y'all gonna love the Israelites when we go into power, because when in our kingdom, they're not gonna be able to step out on you no more. That's gonna be a part of your blessing, so to speak. Oh, y'all gonna be underneath us, but guess what? You being underneath us is gonna be actually beneficial to you. I'll put it that way. But let's get into some of this, right? This is crazy. Royal couple announces surprise divorce after 13 years of marriage, weeks after joint appearance. There you have it. These are Edomites. If I'm not mistaken, I will have to say these are Edomites. So-called white people. Prince Nikolaos, if I'm pronouncing his name right, and Princess Tatiana of Greece. Yeah, more likely these are Edomites, man. Are ending their marriage after 13 years. On April 19th, the office of the former royal family of Greece shared an announcement about the divorce on their websites. Nah, hey, look, see, this is Esau Edom's kingdom with this social media and shit. Nah, I'm gonna put you away. You're not putting me away. I'm putting you away. You go. I got a harem for you. You go and chill. I got a palace for you, basically. Go chill in that motherfucker and better not be nobody. If I ever hear of any dealings of you with another man, off with your head. Isn't that how the royals would normally do it? Ain't that how they used to do back in the days, with their, So Esau is a damn front, man. It says, after 14 years of living together, have decided to dissolve their marriage. The statement said both expressed the difficulties of this decision. What you mean both? What the fuck you mean both? Matter of fact, let's get a quick scripture. What the fuck you mean both? If anything, it should be the man. It ain't the woman. Yeah, you a king? Are you royalty? And you dealing with this from a woman? Fuck out of here, man. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Not in the scriptures. But I'm willing to bet you they go to them Catholic churches and all this other shit, and they got all the royal shit laid out for them when they come to church on Sundays. Not keeping the scriptures, man. Here's that one. Yep, 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know, right here. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua Hamashiach. And the head of the woman is the man. He's supposed to be over her. She don't get no talks in this right here. Not on no royalty or fuck nah. I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Yahushua Mashiach is Yahweh the Father. Right? She's the weaker vessel. Now we, supposed to treat our sisters, because really they're our sisters as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are our people. Are we to treat them like complete dog shit? No, we're not. But she's to know her place, and we're to know our place, and our place is the head of them, and they're beneath us. It's just that simple. The Lord didn't create, matter of fact, that scripture talks about, the Lord created the woman for the man. Not the man for the woman. The man was already on deck. Yeah, that 1 Corinthians 11. Let's go into it. Verse 8. Let me start at verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. And see, this is to you women that you take hold of the womb of a man's seed and put him on child support. But the Lord created the man first. He didn't create you first. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. For this cause ought the woman to have power over her head, because of the angels. But the woman was clearly created for the man. And these women, they be pastors and everything. They Christians. They love the law. until the scriptures come out. Oh well, that was in the in the ancient days. Things have changed. No, the Lord hasn't changed. Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more. I found this to be very interesting. And this is, and they're gonna be all over this. This is in People magazine. Hey, them crackers be on your head, man, when it comes to this, when it comes to how can I put it? When it comes to the bullshit, them Edomites be on your head, man. They be on your head. It says they decided to dissolve the marriage. Both expressed the difficulty of this decision, the deep appreciation and respect they have for each other, and they always giving you that bullshit. So you got deep appreciation and respect for each other, but you're divorcing. Shit's stupid. But also the love with which they have walked all these years. The same values of respect and understanding will form the basis of the relationship in the future, a relationship of deep, sincere friendship. So what, is she about to get a new man and you going to be friends with her? She's about to commit adultery on you? Now, I'm not sure why they're divorcing here. We'll see if they got something in here. But the only way he really supposed to be getting rid of her, she can't get rid of him. The only way that he can really get rid of her is through adultery. Because other than that, he's going to force her out into the world. She's going to get with another guy. She's going to be an adulteress, and that other guy's going to be an adulterer. And he's going to be the cause of that. Now, him as a prince, he should be having all the bitches he wants. That was the real royal way in the scriptures. Now, we know it touches the nerves of a lot of women in the 21st century or 22nd, or whatever the fuck it is right now, 2024. Women not going for it. How dare you? Here you go. You sitting on resources. You got countries. You go, face on money, all kinds of shit. And some bitch telling you, well, you know what? I don't like the way you treat me. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to get with somebody else. Hell out of here, man. That lets you know how fallen the earth is, man. The place that because they're in rulership. But this is Esau's system, though. He believes in this type of stuff. When it comes to the Israelites, no, we don't believe in that. The woman she's not supposed to usurp authority over the man. Let's get that. It's that 1 Timothy. I seen this. I'm like, oh, whoa. Hey, but it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. 1 Timothy 2:11. Let the women learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. See? There you go again. The man was first formed, not the woman. The Lord made her for help me. And what is she doing? Is she helping him? And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. See? Anyway, let's go back. Very interesting. Very interesting. Hey, this is a blot on you so-called white people, man. Real for real. Even in royalty, y'all not doing well. I can see your subjects. I can see, your peasants, so to speak. But you as royalty, getting divorces with a woman, probably gonna take half his shit. Hey, you know what? This comes to mind. Let me get this real quick. This comes to mind. Because, I live in the Americas. Whoever may be listening to this somewhere else, Anyway, let me just grab this real quick, because this is funny. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what I'm witnessing. This is what we're all witnessing. We're witnessing the fall of our enemies, the so-called white race, being over us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans for damn near a millennial. When they had all the power in the world, now they got a Me Too movement where white bitches taking them to court and taking all their money and their kids with them. Incredible. Again, let's go back. Let's get a little bit more. The same values of respect and understanding will form the basis of their relationship in the future, a relationship of deep and sincere friendship. They will continue to live and be active in Greece. the place they both feel at home. Active doing what? Active doing what? What's going on here? Family will always be by their side, the statement continued. Thank you very much for your respect and discretion. And freaking incredible, bro. The news comes just weeks after Prince Nick. Okay, so he's 54. She's 43. Appeared arm in arm at the Thanksgiving service for King Constantine, Nikolaos' father and the last king of Greece, who ruled until the abolition in June 1973. Members of the Greek and British royal family gathered at St. George's Chapel. Okay, and notably, Prince William abruptly dropped out of the ceremony to honor his godfather, who died. Okay, all right. Anyway. Yeah. So they're not saying why. They're not saying why. But you're living in a society where women don't have to be submissive. Not even the king's woman doesn't have to be submissive. And that just took me to a couple of scriptures too. I wanted to get this one. Let me go to this one with King David, right? And this goes off into, when David, he was dancing before the ark, he was going hard, man. He was going hard. He said he danced with all his might. Let me see where that scripture at. Well, his wife, she wasn't feeling that shit. Let me start at verse 15. This damn ice cream truck. We got the raggediest ice cream truck too. Goddamn van. I know I'm going to have to hear this bullshit for a minute. So, anyway, I'm just going to go on into it. 2 Samuel 6 and 15. So, David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord Yahweh with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of Yahweh came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before Yahweh. And she despised him in her heart. She despised him, man. He was going hard, man. He's just doing his thing. Jake, man. Jake, when Jake really... See, when we go into real rulership, and I can't imagine what it's going to be like when we get that first sip of that yan, man, with Yahweh Shai, man. When we drink that real wine, crowns being passed out, oh, man, look, ain't no telling what that party going to be like, baby. And you know what? When you, what's the movie with what's the fucking movie where they had the they call it the City of Zion, the Matrix movie with Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves, but they had that part when they got there, and it was that scene where they had this huge party, and it was called, they was going hard. When you see how the people was there, we ain't gonna be all, all freak like that. But I'm saying you get the general idea of how hard they was going. Because he was dancing with all his might, man. Right? It says, and they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in his place and in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai of hosts. And he dealt among all the people, even among a whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as men. To everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh. And that was a lot of food, man, to all those people. And a flagon of wine. That was good wine back then, man. So all the people departed, everyone to his house. Then David, here we go. Here go the nigga woman right here. You know this nigga woman attitude right here. You can't get around it. Then David returned to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David. She coming out to meet him. She ain't waiting on him to come meet her. She should have been chilled out somewhere and waiting on him to run up on her. She coming out to meet him. And said, how glorious was the king of Israel today. I can see it with the sass, the talk, that mouth, the hand probably moving. Who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants. As one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovereth himself. You talking about the king like he a goddamn regular old nigga. That's how you know this. These are black people. This is how you know these are so-called black people. She's probably, you know, with that look. We already know she's probably bad as shit. The women were, hey, you know, back in those days, you know, hey, women were on point, man. I mean, I'm sure you had some Ugg mugs here and there. But she come running up on the king, man, talking shit. Now check it out. And David said unto Michal, it was before Yahweh which chose me before thy father. So he hitting her over the head. Like, yeah, the Lord chose me over your damn dad. Which, you know, her dad was trying to kill him unrighteously. And he had opportunities to take his ass out, but he didn't. He wouldn't touch the Lord's anointed. Right? It says, which chose me before thy father and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord, over Israel. Therefore will I play before the Lord. See? You're like, yeah, I'm going to celebrate before the Lord. But it says she despised him in her heart, bro. And I will yet be more vile than thus. Since you calling me a vile ass nigga, I'm going to do more than that, bitch. This is what he's saying to her. And will be base in mine own sight. And of the maidservants, which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. So these bitches you talking about that was looking at me dancing, yeah, I'm about to really get down. Therefore, Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death. You know what that's saying? That's saying that he put her ass away. He never had sex with her again. And she knew, had she got with another nigga, off with your head. So she died a lonely, crampy bitch, not even with a dog or a cat. These days, at least these, you know, they get a dog or a cat. She probably had some time, or, you know, not saying it like that. I'm sure she still had her handmaids. She was still being taken care of. But guess what? You wasn't approaching the king. Now, you know how women get that itch, man. They need that itch scratched. She wasn't getting none of that. Unless she was, not to be graphic, fingering herself or something. But I bet you wasn't no dudes around her. I bet you she wasn't running up on no guys. It wasn't like this shit you seeing today. Or you able to leave me? You don't see her talking like, oh, well, you ain't gonna, nigga, I'm leaving. No, I bet you're not going nowhere. You belong to me. You're property. That's what the scripture talks about. A woman being property. Here you go. You got this dude. Look at this doofy ass dude. Look. She's not his property. More likely, he's her property. Red as hell, doofy as fuck. This is how the Lord, when the Lord said he would, these people are viler than the earth, base men, base people. This is a base thinking, base thought of a man in power that will only have one woman and she running his ass. That's why we need out of this kingdom. We're going back to that Isaiah. When that Isaiah 4 and 1 kick in, it's going to be real. You women gonna go back in your place. That's why, see, a lot of these women, they don't want nothing to do with the kingdom to come, because they have all the trinks and trinkets, all the sparkle of this world, man. They don't want the Lord to come, and they got to go back in order and be listening. The hell out of here. They don't want nothing to do with that, man. Trust me when I tell you that. Another account. Let's get this real quick. Man, I don't know how that's an ice cream truck, bro. That motherfucker, bro, the damn doors falling off. Bro, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, man, where you get that shit from? Motherfuckers, man, I wouldn't run up on no shit look like that. That nigga look like he might be taking kids. Anyway, let's get this other account real quick. And the account in Esther, man. Right? This king put his wife away. He put away, Queen Vestes, I think is her name. This is where Queen Esther, our foremother, comes into play. See? He trying to get her to come through. I'm gonna just start it from the top. Let's just read through it real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It might just, be breakdown a little simpler, some. These events happened in the days of King Xerxes, who reigned over 120 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. And at that time, Xerxes ruled his empire from his royal throne at the fortress of Susa. In the 3rd year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officials. He invited all the military officers of Persia and Media, as well as the princes and nobles of the province. The celebration that's a long-ass party. The celebration lasted 180 days. God damn, he's balling out of control. You niggas throw a party for one night, spend a couple racks, you know what I'm saying? 100,000, 200, you know, you have a little million, you know. Even these niggas over in Dubai, you know, they be in the money. This motherfucker held that shit for 180 days, balling out of control, bro. Right? We going back to this style, man, in the kingdom, man. It says the celebration lasted 180 days, a tremendous display of the opulent wealth of his empire and the pomp and splendor of his majesty. Ooh, boy's balling out of control, bro. You can't get around that. That boy balling. When it was all over, the king gave a banquet for all the people, from the greatest to the least, who were in the fortress of Susa. It lasted for 7 days and was held in the courtyard of the palace garden. The courtyard was beautifully decorated with white cotton curtains, blue hangings, which were fastened with the white linen cords and purple ribbons to silver rings. Embedded in marble pillars, gold and silver couches stood on a mosaic pavement of porphyry, marble, mother of pearl, and other costly stones. God damn! Drinks were served in gold goblets of many designs, and there was an abundance of royal wine reflecting the king's generosity. Oh my goodness, man. Man, look, we going back, man, to our regular state, man. It's gonna be beautiful. See all these niggas just working a job, getting up at 5 in the morning, had to deal with your woman talking shit, your kids out of control. Just you gotta go to the job and deal with these fucking crackers looking over you, sneering at you, talking shit to you, threatening you with loss of job. Don't want to give you the vacation, don't want to give you the raise, you know. You get home, you tired as fuck, you gotta cook your own food, your woman sitting on the couch watching fucking Hulu, kids screaming out of control, you gotta wash your own clothes. Nah, man, all this shit we going through in this kingdom, man, with this so-called white man, we coming out of this shit, man. In royalty. If a heathen living like this, because this is a fucking heathen, bro, we talking about. The Lord blessed a heathen like this. Man. Oh my goodness, man. I'm kind of pissed me off. Golly. Anyway. Verse 8. By edict of the king, no limits were placed on the drinking. For the king had instructed all his palace officials to serve each man as much as he wanted. Now this is the king, a regular king that the Lord set up, a damn heathen. What do you think our Lord King Yahushai, first off, our King Yahweh, his son Yahushai, his, going into our King David, and then we're going to be kings and priests. What do you think? What do you think the Lord is going? The one that created the universe. This is a small little inkling of pleasure, so to speak, when it comes to what the Lord really has for the children of Israel. But this nigga balling out of control, man. Okay, it says, at the same time, Queen Vesti gave a banquet. So she giving a banquet for her girls. A banquet for the women in the royal palace of King Xerxes. On the 7th day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, so he done got a little tipsy, he told the 7 eunuchs who attended him. Now these eunuchs, this motherfucker cutting off dick and balls. Salakia for the language. Salakia. Rod and balls, man. He's cutting off the private parts of other men to make them keep watch over his women in his harem, man. Because he had other women. When you go further off into the story, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where Queen Esther comes into play. Right? After he got rid of her for the bullshit that she's on, which we're about to go further and see. So he got a little tipsy off the wine. I don't know why he wanted them to see his woman, but that's That's heathen shit, you know. On the seventh day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, he told the 7 eunuchs who attended him, Mahuman, Bista, Harbana, Bigtha, Abatha, Zithar, and Carcass. So these guys was high up in there, but I prefer to be low, man, to have my rod, my balls though, any day, you know, and be able to at least get some if I chose to. Rod and balls gone. You don't do no man like that, duh. Golly. To bring now he was sending them to bring Queen Vesta to him with the royal crown on her head. He wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. Now I don't know why he wanted them, look at his woman like that again. Shit, fuck, but anyway. But when they conveyed the king's order to Queen Vesti, she refused to come. This made the king furious, and he burned with anger. He immediately consulted with his wise advisors, who knew all the Persian laws and customs, for he always asked their advice. The names of these men were Karshina, Shethar, Edmatha, Tarshish, Miraz, Marcina, and Mamukan, seven nobles of Persia and Media. They met with the king regularly and held the highest positions in the empire. What must be done to Queen Vesti, the king demanded. What penalty does the law provide for a queen who refuses to obey the king's order, properly sent through his eunuchs? Mumakin answered the king and his nobles, Queen Vesti was wrong. Queen Vesti has wronged not only the king, but also every noble and citizen throughout your empire. Women everywhere will begin to despise their husbands when they learn that Queen Vesti has refused to appear before the king. Before this day is out, the wives of all the king's nobles throughout Persia and Media will hear what the queen did and will start treating their husbands the same way. There will be no end of this contempt and anger. Hey, man. So if it please the king, we suggest that you issue a written decree, a law of the Persians and Medes that cannot be revoked. It should order that Queen Vesti be forever banished from the presence of King Xerxes, and the king should choose another queen more worthy than her. When this decree is published throughout the king's vast empire, husbands everywhere, whatever their rank, will receive proper respect from their wives. And this is why a lot of women don't like the scriptures when it comes out in this way. They don't want to hear these parts of the scriptures. Your average Christian that go to church, these women that go to church on Sunday, they are all over the household. They're above the man in the household, screaming, kicking, talking all kinds of shit. And the man can get no peace, man. The king and his nobles thought this made good sense, so he followed Mumakan's counsel. He sent letters to all parts of the empire, to each province in its own script and language, proclaiming that every man should be the ruler of his own home and should say whatever he pleases. Woo. You know, these so-called American women, these Christian women in America are not going for this shit. You got to sprinkle here and there. It's a sprinkle. What they every day out here talking about sprinkle now, drizzle. It's a sprinkle. No. But when it straight comes down to it, this man is royalty. Why is it that this, what's going on here? What's going on here? Matter of fact, let me do a little something here. Because see, this chick right here, what's her name? Megan, how you spell her name? Meghan Markle. Was she married, though? Let me see. Was she married before? This bitch had a husband before. Producer Trevor Ingleson. She was married to an American film producer, Trevor Ingleson, from 2011 until their divorce in 2014. Meghan retired acting upon marriage to Prince Harry in 2018 and became known as the Duchess of Sussex. This lets you know how weak this kingdom is of theirs, man. She's not even fine. I mean, she's not a bad looking chick. Let's see. She's not a bad looking chick, don't get me wrong. but she is not that kind of fine. First off, that prince, he's committing adultery with her because that's that man's wife. So you got a prince that's committing adultery, and those kids basically that they've had are a result of adultery. And you know what the scriptures talked about, kids that come from an adulterous marriage. That's why a lot of these kids that you be seeing get knocked off out here, when they be dying young and shit like that. That's because they are bastard children from an adulterous relationship, man. And the Lord is not dealing with that. He should have never married this lady. Here you go. You're a king, or you're in the line of being a king. Next in line, I think, possibly. Right? You're supposedly one of the, I know you got wealth. You gonna choose a bitch that's been with some other motherfucker that hit? Nah, man, nah. It's all, look. Nah, king over here. I had them type of, it's all virgin. It's all virgin cooch going on, baby. Ain't gonna be no, and you chicks talking about that, you know what I'm saying? Well, what, you should want a woman with some experience. I don't want a woman with no experience with no other motherfucker. I give her the experiences of her life. I want virgin cooch. I'm breaking the hymen first. I'm dealing with some bitch that's done been with somebody else and I'm royalty. That don't even make no sense, man. But that lets you know how backwards these fucking Edomites are, man. You so-called white people don't have no business in rulership. And y'all the only ones that push this, you should be with only one woman bullshit, when the scriptures clearly tells you that a man can have multiple wives. It's you. It's you, man. Matter of fact, let me see, though. Yep, here we go right here. Wisdom of Solomon 3. Let me see. Get just straight to the point. Verse 16. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of an unrighteous generation. See? This is an adulterous situation right here. This guy, Prince Harry, he's dealing with this woman. Here they go right here. That's this man's wife. See? That he took on. Then had kids with this man's wife. And what was the so-called black woman doing when this lady first came in? Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Black women was, and they not even knowing that she's not even a so-called black woman. She's a damn terror. She's really a so-called white woman with a little bit of tint because her mother is black, but her father is white. And the seed line goes by your dad. You are what your dad is. This is just a little white bitch with a little bit of tan, and because her mama is pretty as shit. Her mama look way better than her, you ask me, personally. But anyway, let me see. I can remember when she first got married to this guy. It was black women were all over the world was black women celebrating the first black queen. Or princess or some shit. It fit one of those Disney princess stories for the asses. Let me see. We'll put her name in again. Yeah, this was all over the fucking motherfuckers. Hey, they was cheering this shit on, bro. They was cheering this shit on. Let me see. The Markel effect. And this was in The Guardian. This was 2018. The Markel effect. Black women see the royal wedding as workplace inspiration. They not looking at it like, bitch, why you left your husband to be with this guy? You a damn adulteress. Nope, not the women. I can't even just say the so-called black women. Not women in America. Nobody was looking at this. I mean, here and there was a story or two. Like this, They threw this shit around like it was a fairy tale, and the black people sucked it up. It says, it's exciting for black women, and I think it's going to be inspirational, said Cameron Newman, a 38-year-old Brooklyn entrepreneur. Newman expressed deep felt enthusiasm in the Union as a symbolic marker for the acceptance of black or biracial women in society, and said other women of color she knew felt the same way. We're claiming her for a black woman's right to be in there like everybody else. One anticipated spinoff, she told The Guardian, could be the greater acceptance of black women across all sectors of society, including business. As an entrepreneur, I face so many challenges to finding funding for my business. We're going to claim her and look to her for inspiration as African American entrepreneurship. See? And she's not even a fucking African American, so to speak. She's a so-called white woman because her dad is a goddamn Edomite. Unless he goes further back to be an Israelite. But from what he's saying and from what she's saying, and you know, they try to hide that fat bastard too. Let's see if we can find him. Hey, they didn't want nothing to do with this guy. They brought that nigga woman in though, her mama. Because he looked like the typical fat drunk. He was going through some things. She got those sisters, those half sisters, those sisters of hers, her family. See, this is going back right here, look. And we not going by no color thing, because he could be an Israelite, but from what they saying, he's a so-called white man. Here you go. This is what they're saying. We just going by what they're saying. See, she got a little bit of that tint, that little color from her mom. So let's put her mom in, because her mom is, you know, I thought she was gorgeous. Her mom's not a bad looking lady, you know, for her age. You know what I'm saying? You know, even now, still. But this is her. This is who he was dealing with. This is her. That's the results of a tear right there. Little Meghan Markle, she's a tear. Her mother wasn't a bad looking lady. She was a little cutie. And she appeared to age pretty decently. See? She appeared to age pretty decently. She's a nice looking lady. But here you go. Here she is. There's her tear. She got a little bit of her mother's tint. She got that mama hair a little bit, something. They had to straighten that goddamn hair out. See? And that's when they went to talking about what little Archie was going to turn out looking like. Remember? Remember the baby, the little boy? That's the reason why they supposedly had left the harem. See? This is Edomite shit, man. And that shit is all falling apart. You got the one princess, her ass over there got some type of cancer. Queen Elizabeth, her ass died. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of them, you got your Prince Andrew. He was the one that had to do with the pedo island with Jeff Epstein. All these different stories coming out. All this fighting, bickering and shit going on. And it's all out in the public's eye. So it's all falling. Then when the queen died, of course, you already know, all those countries was on their heads about, hey, return the jewels, return those emeralds, rubies, all those crowns and artifacts and all that shit y'all stole. Nobody was respecting them. They was like, man, we glad she dead. Admit to, and then you had where they had to go and somewhat, do some damage control. Public relations, man, PR control. They had to go to these countries and give them little bullshit, somewhat apologies. Yeah, we're sorry for slavery, and we're sorry for how we treated you niggers, but we don't want you. So you got some of these countries, they done got away from, the queendom or kingdomship, so to speak. So this royal shit is through, bro. And like I said again, I just seen that story and I'm like, oh wow, how, bro? What a story. I lost it. Anyway, you get what I'm saying, bro. How? You royalty and your woman get to say, I want a divorce. Nah, bitch, I don't want to deal with you. What you gonna do is you gonna go into your palace room. You don't come out of that motherfucker. We gonna send you your toast and eggs in the morning. I might give you a little, as a treat, give you some wine in the afternoon. We're gonna give you're still gonna get your dinner. I might allow you to come down and sit at the table with the rest of the family. That's what real kingdomship is running like. That's real rulership. Women really knowing their place and knowing what they supposed. That's an embarrassment to your kingdom. You openly have to let motherfuckers know that I'm divorcing this chick. And you know it's pretty much, I'm willing to bet you it's all her idea. Yeah, we're not getting along. Okay, and? You don't run nothing over here. Hey, maybe he need to watch a couple of those I'm in my soft guy era hookups or something, man. He need to get his drizzle on or something like that, man. Anyway, though, I just wanted to touch on this because I'm finding this to just be really weird, but at the same time, too, it's not surprising. Because Esau, Edom, his kingdom is falling. This is what you're seeing out here. What we're watching is the fall of the so-called white man's kingdom. Because at one point, they did have a hold over their women. There was a time when women didn't get, but they the ones that's in control of the laws. They're the ones that's by the spirit and power of Yahweh, by H.I.M Yahushai, because the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will, according to Proverbs 20 and 21. 21 and 1. So the Lord turned the heart of these clowns to let their women get above them like that. So just imagine, if they're going through this type of shit, imagine what a nigga in the hood going through with his woman. Come on, bro. That have absolutely no power. This nigga got all the power. You dealing with one woman, first off. That's a problem in itself. You ought to see all these, when you see motherfuckers like this, you ought to see him with 15 bitches on each side of him at least. 30, for real. All of them bad. With not one single blemish. Straight up, boldly walking along with all his wives. And you know these Americans, how dare them? What kind of world are we living in? The hell out of here, man. But this is what it's all going back to. And you men of these other nations, you goddamn we're gonna put y'all through some hardcore shit. But y'all gonna appreciate your woman not being able to step out on you. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala.